So, Money in the Bank is done. That was a long walk. It's hot outside. So we'll begin with the pre-show. Good Brothers versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Probably the Bludgeon Brothers' longest match. Good Brothers looked pretty good in it. Of course, Bludgeon Brothers were victorious, which makes sense. So it came down to how are we going to start this night off? And of course, the direction they decided to go with was Daniel Bryan Big Cass, which, actually a pretty solid match. But then you've got Daniel Bryan, easily one of the best wrestlers in the world. And the problem with Cass is his moveset is incredible. A lot of big right hands, a lot of elbow drops. All in all, Daniel Bryan got the victory. Not a bad match, kind of like the match they had at Backlash. It was even crowd super into it. Crowd loved it. Great match. Having Elias and Seth Rollins. Oh man, Elias, the crowd eating up out of his hands. If you wanted to turn him face, it'd be super, super easy. Just have him say this town is awesome and have him talk about how great your local sports team is. And he'd probably do a pretty good job. But again, these two guys, Seth is on a whole different level right now. And the feud he had with Elias worked well. Crowd got into it. Lots of good false finishes, which I thought was great. Because normally it's like, well, if you didn't hit the finish, so it's not going to be in the match. And having them do the knee roll up kept the crowd into it. It was actually a fantastic match, but I expect nothing less from Seth Rollins. Then we get to our first Money in the Bank ladder match. It's the women's, which made me think we might probably see a cash in. All the women got pretty good pops. You could kind of tell that it was like, okay, well, we're probably going to see Alexa Bliss and Charlotte come out last. And the Chicago crowd went absolutely ballistic for both Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. You can easily tell why they're the two that pretty much win just about everything. Solid match. Everyone got an opportunity to look pretty good in it. I was waiting for either, Ember Moon to hit some sort of amazing big spot or Naomi, but they hit really good athletic spots. I was expecting that one big. During ladder matches, you had that one spot. In the last ladder match we had for the North American Championship at NXT, there's the elbow drop that was done by Velveteen Dream. So I was thinking that sort of, here's your big spot. Didn't really seem to have it, though. And Bliss ended up sneaking her way through, got the title. Crowd went nuts for it. Kind of telegraphed later on the night, but solid match. I like how they then played in the back where it was Kurt Angle being like, well, my side won a title already. I've already got my first briefcase. Constable Corbin was like, that's good. You gotta win another one. Which, out of all of them, it seemed kind of odd because if Raw has the Money in the Bank, do you go to Brock's house and fight him? Do you attack Brock Lesnar at home and hope that way you can get the title from him? Because I've been reading he might not defend at SummerSlam. So you might have to find Brock out either somewhere in Minnesota or at his sprawling farm out somewhere in Canada. I was really hoping we were going to see another tag team title match. I wanted to see the Delete's World versus the B team. Would have been a nice cool down match, but no, which was kind of sad because I haven't seen Bray Wyatt live. But happens. A lot of yelling, so if I seem more out of breath than usual, that's a big reason why. Asuka versus Carmella. They're booking Carmella very strong for the conniving heel. It would have made more sense to have Asuka be really dominant than have her blow a move, then have Carmella, capitalize, then have Asuka, turn it back around, capitalize on a mistake, do the whole like, oh, you overlooked me, that sort of thing, kind of just really push it from that angle. It seemed to want to go that way, which it's fine. Asuka did a pretty good job mounting a comeback. which is weird because you shouldn't be seeing Asuka mount a comeback, but that's the way they end up booking this match. And then all of a sudden you see Asuka's outfit, and of course almost everyone knew that Ellsworth was showing up. So of course it ends up being Ellsworth. Ellsworth then reveals himself, super kick. Carmella pins Asuka, so the second person to pin Asuka in a one-on-one match. Crowd rightfully confused, but I go, Ellsworth is a good heat magnet for Carmella, and it's going to allow, it's a nice callback to the last Money in the Bank where Ellsworth helped Carmella win, and a great callback to just having Ellsworth in there. So that way, then she can run her mouth and probably have Ellsworth type like a dog again. So you know what? Not bad, not bad. Confusing booking. I almost would have rather that person had done something, and then there would have been like a blatant title shot, and then you would have had a DQ, and Asuka would have won, but not got the title. But I see why they didn't do that, because what happened later on in the night. Now, last man standing match. Oh, loved the use of the table, great use of all the area around them. They fought in the stands for a little bit, but not too much. This was the match that the main roster had to try to combat what we saw last night in the NXT for the NXT main event. So again, you had two guys who they don't like each other. At one time they were good friends, now they're absolutely bitter rivals. Was done well, fantastic flow to it. And I will say the Kinshasa while running across tables was sick. Especially with the callback when all of a sudden there's Nakamura. He just got up after eating the Styles Clash off the steel steps onto the floor. He goes, "Come on." And you can tell he's just exhausted. AJ's like, and I was like, great call. Off a junk kick, I'd be fine with that. Then the phenomenal form off the outside to put Nakamura through a table gets the victory. I'm like, all right, where do we go from here, SmackDown? That was just, man, whoever Styles takes on next, they need to step up with their game something fierce in order to actually match what we just finished seeing with him and his feud with Nakamura. It started out not as good as it should have been. By the time I got towards the end, it was fantastic. Wait, I think I'm forgetting the match. Oh, yeah. Jinder Mahal and Aquaman. Wow, the crowd checked out for that match. We did the wave. I feel so sorry for Aquaman, I really do. He got the victory. Crowd chanted for everybody except who was in the match. There's even a "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chant during it. So I feel bad for Joe Inoki. I really do. He's out there and he's trying hard, but he is garbage when it comes to storylines. Flat out garbage. So now we go into Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. Okay, Rousey is way too good for a second match. Way too good for a second match. They made Nia look fantastic. She looked strong. She looked imposing. She looked devastating. They did a good job with Ronda Rousey being able to do the small amount of comeback. The weird thing is, I was watching the match going, this reminds me a lot of the Daniel Bryan Big Cass match we had to start the night. You have a larger, more dominant opponent taking on a superior speed and technical master. My wife was like, they're not going to put the belt on Rousey, are they? And I was like, let's have Bliss cash in. Finally gets the armbar into the ring. All of a sudden from behind, 5 feet of fury. A couple shots with the briefcase to Rousey. Tosses Rousey on the outside. A couple briefcase shots to Nia Jax, cashes in. And then the ref asks if the person is ready. I don't seem to recall that from when the Money in the Bank was first done. Because it used to be, I remember when Edge first cashed it in, John Cena's finished an Elimination Chamber match. If you ask John if he was ready, they just hand the briefcase and win. Other times when people have been almost unconscious and they've handed the briefcase in. Otherwise, it's like, well, they're cashing in. Are you ready? No, not ready. No. Or you'd be like, yeah, start the match. And then all of a sudden the ring will walk away. But Bliss, Twisted Bliss, crowd went nuts. So they got to save Ronda Rousey from having a loss on her record. It allows them to reset Nia Jax back into a face position. It puts Bliss into a pretty good spot because now she's champion again. I know people complain that either she's holding the belt or she's chasing the title. But man, when you hear the crowd reaction, she's getting a very strong crowd reaction. And part of that is the bookings. Both Bailey and Banks have been booked like garbage. But with Bliss on top, that allows them to continue doing a Bliss Nia storyline. Maybe Mickey turns on her. Bliss Natalia seems like might have some legs to it. Ruby Riott hasn't. It allows them to do a lot of things with her character. Plus, her character work is strong enough that it works out. Ladders everywhere. But we had like the Vulcan bit for the network. Are we not having it? We're not having a tag title. Oh. I don't get to see Bray Wyatt live. Okay. So now, 8-person men's Money in the Bank ladder match. It's great hearing the crowd react involved. Smart move to not have Roman in this. Crowd chanting for everybody. All 8 guys are over. 4 guys from Raw, 4 guys from SmackDown. When it came to who's a New Day gonna pick, crowd's like, come on. I'm like, come on, Kofi, give me something crazy. I don't get anything crazy from Kofi. I was hoping to have that, like the Shelton Benjamin spot, or he would have the old Kofi spot where he does some really crazy, amazing spot that you go, that's that moment. That, like in the women's match where you get to replay it over and over. And Strowman, Barry Strowman and ladders. Okay. Everyone gets to climb up on the ladder. Everyone gets to look nice and strong. Bunch of finishers on Strowman. Strowman shoulder blocks through a ladder. Strowman is on full-on God mode, so someone typed in the code for him. Blasting through everybody. It seemed like Miz was going to get the title. But when Miz is on the ladder looking out and he's watching Strowman just decimate everybody, he's like, crap, I have to go up this ladder. Nope. Strowman kills you. Strowman kills Joe. They set a ladder up and I was going, okay, either Kofi or Finn's jumping from that ladder to the ladder inside the ring to climb up and get the victory. No, Finn's gonna coup de grace from the ladder on to Bobby Roode inside the ring. Okay. I'm not mad. Not mad at all. With the finish being, all right, Strowman's on the ladder. Strowman touched the ladder one time. Just one time. Strowman's on one side, Balor's on the other. And then you see Kofi jump onto Strowman's back, so he's riding him. And I'm thinking, if they were to have it be Kofi getting the title while riding Strowman's back, stealing the ability from Strowman would be fantastic. But instead, Strowman survives. Tosses Kofi to the side, gets his big victory. Who's going to have that spot that's going to remember forever? It's going to be the Finn Balor spot where he hit the coup de grace and them killing Kevin Owens. Still can get like a "you killed Kevin" chant, but you know, just seeing him like Kevin's like, I don't want to do this spot, and Braun's, you're doing this spot. I want to do this spot. You get in these hands. I want to do this spot. I want to do this spot. And where are those? The heat. Kevin had some airtime with that. And it was, so Kevin gets to have that spot that he's gonna remember. Hopefully he gets a couple days off. Because I think he deserves a nice rest and like a bag of about like nice big bath like ice water. So it was good. Man, it was long. It really makes you appreciate NXT more because NXT just gives you 5 matches, and they're all actually pretty good. With this one, there's so many matches, so many times the beach ball was brought out. On the bright side, CM Punk chance got booed down. So all in all, not a bad event. And if you want to catch the Monday Night Raw,